That's gonna be a dumb question.
But there's no way possible. There's no way possible I could get a cigarette.
Well, the thing is...
From the nonchalant manner in which this man requests a cigarette, you wouldn't guess that just a few hours earlier, he had dragged a father of 5 children from his home in the middle of the night to be executed with a point-blank gunshot to the back of the head. This is Jose Ponce, currently arrested for kidnapping but not for murder. Because Jose engaged in the kidnapping with 2 accomplices, the detective's current goal is to determine which of the 3 men pulled the trigger. In another interrogation room is Jose's friend, who is also the man who recruited Jose for the murder-kidnapping job. Jose's friend has pointed his finger squarely at Jose as the executor. Detectives currently know little about the situation. The only information they have thus far is that a kidnapping has occurred, at least according to the wife of the kidnapped husband. They do not have a murder weapon or a body, and their job is hence to obtain as much information as possible from the 3 suspects, with Jose Ponce currently being labeled as the main suspect for the act of murder. What the detectives do not yet know, as they watch Jose sip his cola and field requests for cigarettes, is that the case is the deepest rabbit hole of criminal conspiracy that this small town has ever seen. This is the case of Jose Ponce.
Well, we may not be talking. If you don't want to talk, we won't be.
I never said it, did I?
No, I'm just saying you don't have to. I'm gonna read you your rights. I'm sure you know them. We're gonna read them anyway, okay? And then we're gonna talk about that gun and the body we found and everybody pretty much pointed the finger at you, just like didn't I tell you? That's what I told you.
And I figured they would.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be against you in the court of law. You understand that? Okay, you have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning. If you wish, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Now, even if you decide to talk to me here, let's talk about this, you get feeling uncomfortable, you can stop. You understand that? And you know your rights, don't you? Okay, hey, Mr. Ponce, let me tell you something, man. We got the gun at your house that you live at. The witness statements are to a T the evidence we have collected. So, I know you and cousin John, I know what you did. And poor old cuz, poor thing didn't smart enough to get those clothes burnt before we found him. So, huh? So let's talk about it. So what don't you tell me? Nothing, never mind. Just why don't you tell me about what happened last night?
Well, I mean,
Hey, listen, man, everybody's done pointing the finger at you as being the one that pulled the trigger.
that's what I'm saying, dude, and I didn't.
Who pulled the trigger then?
Jonathan. The girl,
How can we prove that?
I could prove it.
How can you prove it?
Dude, look at my, okay.
Hey, because remember, hey, I'm serious now. We found a gun at your house.
And I understand
well,
that.
y'all live in a tent back behind the house.
I understand that.
I mean, you're
I understand that a lot.
Okay, so why
But
don't you
you
tell me
never
from
found that gun in my tent. I promise you didn't.
where you think I found it?
I know exactly where you found it, which is in the spot that Jonathan hit it.
Jonathan put it there? Seriously?
Yes.
Where did he put it? I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you.
In the back of the house, but underneath the house?
Yeah, that's it. And you saw him do it?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, let's go through this. What I need to do, I've got Samantha's version.
Samantha is the ringleader. Samantha is the one, and I can prove this. If you don't believe me, as God is my witness, all you have to do, you can take you and 15 of the officers, I don't care. Take me in front of my wife, and my wife will tell you a piece of what she overheard.
Well, now, I've actually kind of heard.
And my wife will tell you, she's the one who orchestrated it.
Well, then you start from the very beginning, because you know I'm not crapping. You know I got you.
But that's what I'm saying. How is it you can sit here and tell me you got me when I'm not the one that did it, sir?
Well, because...
And I can prove it.
Well, I tell you what, you tell me from the very beginning what happened. And just give me your side of the story, and then we will talk about things, and I'll tell you why we did what we did, what was said. We'll talk about it. Because yeah, right now, oh yeah, you're the bad guy right now. But remember, I wouldn't go crap you out there in the hospital, man. I told you that's what was gonna.
Dude, I was in front of a lot of people, and then my wife's grandparents walked out that door like that.
Did they?
That's why I said what I said. Like, what are you talking about, dude? I did not want to know, and I was involved.
Well, don't sit here and try to think about it. You tell me the truth from the beginning to end. What happened?
Yesterday, right about, I want to say between 11:30 and 12:30, right there. In the afternoon, we was Jonathan had I'm sorry, Tay had me, Tay, and my wife had went to Mount Pleasant to the hospital. We went to go see Charlotte now.
Tay Rhymes?
Yes.
Yeah.
We went to go see Charlotte now.
Hey, when you talk about them, even cousin, don't use nicknames. I won't use full
Okay,
name
I'll
for
tell
them.
you this. Okay.
Okay, even when we're talking about Jonathan, use, because he's on his Facebook, he's John Rebel.
Okay.
But, use their full names so that way there's no mistaking, so that somebody else can't come back, oh, well, that ain't who it was, he lied, because that way there's no mistaking. So, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, Octavius Rhymes and my wife, LaCona Slayton, we went to Mount Pleasant around, like I said, between 11:30 and 12:30, somewhere around in there, to the hospital to go see Charlotte and Jonathan. And well, we sat in the parking lot for a little bit, whatever. My wife went in. Me and her were kind of arguing yesterday. I went in after, probably, I don't know, 30 minutes or so after. No, not even that. I went in, I went up to the second floor to room 218 where Charlotte was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked Charlotte, my wife was in there, she's like, no, she ain't been up here yet. I said, okay, thanks. I come back down.
This was yesterday afternoon, right?
Yes, sir.
Because we're going to have the video that shows the times, and it'll show you in there.
Okay, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, it's around about that time.
Okay.
And so I go back, I walk out of the room, I go back outside, and I stop over by, like, if you go out where the waterfall is at the hospital. I went out, I went straight instead of going around to the parking lot. I went straight, and I looked, and I said, hey. And they looked back, which is Jonathan and Octavius. Excuse me. They were standing up there with a girl who had 4 little kids with her. I'm sorry, 5 kids with her. And so I was like, hey, I said, is Kona out here? They said, LaCona, my wife.
Oh, LaCona, okay.
I said, is LaCona out here? They said, come in. I walked up there to him. I was like, hey, is LaCona out here? Like, no, why? I was like, well, shit. Charlotte said she never made it inside. Okay, we'll do this and that. Well, all of a sudden, they introduced me to her, which became Samantha. That's who I met. That's the first time I ever met her.
So you'd never met her before?
No.
Before yesterday?
No, sir.
Okay.
I met her yesterday. All of a sudden, I don't know, we talked for another 15, 20 minutes probably, right there in the parking lot.
And you just met her because you was up there?
I met her through Jonathan.
Okay, you was running around with Jonathan, he wanted to go up there.
No. Jonathan was already up there. I rode up there, because I know Charlotte and Jonathan.
Okay.
I rode up there with Octavius.
Okay,
which is Tay Rhymes.
Right.
Octavius Rhymes, I apologize. Which is Tay Rhymes. I rode up there with him. See, Tay Rhymes and Jonathan know her. I never met her until yesterday.
So you just up there with Charlotte and them, that's when you met.
That's when right, yes sir, I met Samantha. And I met her 5 kids. And then all of a sudden, we talked for another 15, 20 minutes probably after all that. And I look over and I see my wife coming from this side of the hospital walking up, so I walk towards her. We're talking and everything. We go anyway. What it boils down to is Samantha and her kid. Samantha took a bag out of her car. She went upstairs with Charlotte. Jonathan and the kids took her ride. I jumped back in the red car with Octavius and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We all left. Well, we get to Walmart. We're in Walmart for a little bit. All of a sudden, Octavius Rhymes walks up to me. He said, "Man, I gotta go." I said, "Why?" He's like, "My mom just called me cussing me out, telling me I better get the damn car home." So I said, "Well, let me go find Jonathan real quick. Let me ask Jonathan if he can give us, me and my wife, a ride home back to your house." He said, "All right." So I went and found him. He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you a ride." So okay, cool. We made it back to Pittsburgh and probably to Tay's house a little after 2:15 in the afternoon. And that's with Jonathan giving me and my wife a ride home from Walmart. And me and my wife were at the house from whatever time it was, 2:15 to about after 7, 8, somewhere like that, last night. When Jonathan took me home that afternoon, though, Octavius was home. Octavius ended up leaving with Jonathan. They left together. Me and my wife stayed at home. And I got many witnesses to prove that because I sat at home and I cooked dinner all day. Enchiladas. And anyway, all of a sudden around after 7 or 8 at last night, they showed back up. This time they showed up with Octavius, Jonathan, Samantha, and her kids. They stayed at the house probably about an hour or 2. Well, Jonathan pulled me to the side. "Say, cuz, I need to talk to you." I don't know what's up. He's like, "Look, old girl," talking about Samantha.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Samantha wants us to, do something." I said, wait. Samantha wants you to do something. What do you want me to do? Talking about him. He said, "I just need your help." He said, "It's a 3-man job." I said, "Okay, well, what is that?" He said, "Look, I've already got, and I put this on my life, on my son's life. I've already got the layout of the whole house. The room is upstairs and this and that." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "We're gonna make it look like a home invasion." I said, "Okay, so what exactly is it, that the girl wants, right?" And he wouldn't tell me full details until we went to the place.
Jose Pons is the friend everyone should have. He will fulfill your requests, no matter how unreasonable, so long as you don't tell him about them just until immediately before the time of need. Jose will go along with whatever. He's down for anything. He's the go-along killer. In fact, Jose almost certainly knew what was happening. His story is just an attempt to shift blame away from himself and onto his friend. As he continues with his story, you'll see how increasingly dark this situation becomes. But Jose continues to insist that he was unaware of what was happening from the beginning to the end, an idea that no jury would ever believe.
All of a sudden, he tells me, he said, "Look, I just need you to stand guard." He said, "The way it's going to happen," he said, "we're going to go in quietly. We're going to go upstairs." He said, whatever side of the bed she's laying on, Tay, which is Octavius Rhymes, is gonna go around there, and I'm gonna go.
Let me ask you something. See, that's where, for some reason, they're trying to protect Octavius. They're trying to say, I'm pretty sure, I have to look back on my reports, that it was somebody else there, it wasn't Octavius. That's who I was thinking it was the whole time.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah.
At this point, the police have not yet confirmed the identity of the third man involved in the kidnapping. The name Octavius Rhymes was brought up by Jose's friend, and quickly Jose confirms Octavius' presence at the crime scene. Jose's reasoning behind implicating Octavius as being an accomplice is not exactly clear. It could be an attempt to appear cooperative with the detective, or it could be another way of shifting blame from himself to the other involved parties. Or it could be the methamphetamines talking. The three men had originally obtained methamphetamine with the goal of planting it on the father, who was ultimately kidnapped. That is, the original plan was to frame the man for drug possession, having him arrested. However, in the end, the three kidnappers smoked all the meth as they drove to the victim's house. Whether the effects of meth had any role in getting Jose and his friends to rat everyone out is uncertain. What is certain, though, is that even a single weak link in a criminal conspiracy can blow up everyone's alibis. The detectives know this and are focusing on drilling Jose, as he seems to be the one most willing to divulge information about the kidnapping.
He lived there in Pittsburgh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry. So it was y'all three? You?
Yeah, it was just us
Jonathan.
three.
Okay, go ahead.
And he said, okay. He said, well, like I said, he said, we're gonna go upstairs. He said, whatever side she's laying on, Tay, which is Octavius Rhymes, he's gonna go over there and he's standing. He said, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna stand by him. He said, all I need you to do is just stand guard and make sure that he doesn't try to grab a weapon or anything and try to use it.
If we take Jose's story at face value, then stand guard here really means restrain. To enter someone's house and obstruct his freedom of movement is literally the act of kidnapping. Jose does not seem to understand that using softer words or euphemisms for a crime does not make the crime any less illegal.
I said, all right, cool. Well, he said, he said, we're gonna, basically, he said, beat him up a little bit, whatever, tie him up. He said, and take him for a ride with us. I said, okay. All right. Well, all of a sudden, we stopped talking about it.
Where was y'all at? Were y'all talking about this again?
Outside of Octavius Rhymes' house, inside of Samantha's car.
Where does Octavius live at over there?
Where you found the gun at?
Oh, he lives there?
Yes.
He wasn't there when we went over a while ago and got the gun.
Was there a red car there?
Ah.
Yeah. What time is it right now?
It's 4:45.
Yeah. You ain't gonna probably catch him until a little after 5 or 6. I told y'all. I wasn't lying to y'all this morning when I told y'all. He was with his mom. His mom had a doctor's appointment in Longview today. Or Tyler, one of the two.
Well, we found some of the clothes there at the house where he tried to burn them, and Jonathan was saying that you told Cuz, but it's Octavius to burn them. And the clothes y'all was wearing. Because the clothes y'all was wearing, I don't think the match clothes in the video that night when y'all was at the hospital, from when we found you. But anyway, yeah, that's what I figured. I figured Octavius, that's going to be Octavius there. He's trying to protect Octavius.
Octavius is a military dude. It was him and Octavius' idea to burn everything.
Was it? Where'd they burn it at?
Right in the backyard.
Yeah.
Now tell me this. Did you ask him where the gloves came from? Because for some odd reason, we all three had the same pair of gloves.
You burned them too?
Yeah. He burned, I'm telling you.
So what happened? So what happened when you got up to the house?
Oh, anyway, okay, like I said, we were right there.
Well, how'd you get in?
The door was unlocked. There was no forceful entry.
The detective, having experience with burglaries and trespassing, reasonably finds it odd that the front door would be unlocked. Statistically, 83% of people lock their front doors at night. Moreover, 2/3 of illegal home entries do not take place through the front door, but through auxiliary windows or back doors. The front door is often the worst point of entry for a trespasser, due to the sound being the most familiar to the residents. There is a reason why these doors were unlocked, though, and it's the same reason Jonathan knew to enter via the front door. One of the conspirators of the kidnapping and murder was inside the house.
Okay, you gotta use a key to unlock it?
I didn't. I never touched that door. I didn't even know the girl. I didn't even know where she lived or anything. You know, I didn't know what the hell I was walking into when I walked in the house. So that's why I was the third guy in.
So you just thought I was gonna go in there and just slap him around a little bit because I was mad at him?
Yeah, because she's the one who told him, and I quote, he beats on the kids, he beats on me, and this and that, he treats me like shit, and da da da. So Jonathan took that as in consideration to, like I said, I thought slap him around, beat him up. Let's be honest. So like I said, I didn't know if he, now like I said, the way it happened, when he got up to the door.
Jose is much more comfortable in the interrogation room than the average murder suspect. Most suspects need prodding from the detectives to physically demonstrate a story element, but Jose simply stands up and does it unprompted. If we can attribute any of his actions thus far to the meth he smoked, this is probably it.
He said, and then he reached down. Like I said, I don't know if he had a key or not. All I know.
You're talking about the front door, not the bedroom door. You're talking about the front door.
The front door, yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't know if he had a key or not. All I know is the front door come open. He walks in real light and slow. Tay walks in behind him, which is Octavius Rhymes. I walked in behind him. I had my flashlight looking to make sure. I didn't know, because like I said, I didn't know what the hell I was walking into. At first, I didn't want to get the hell out the car with that big ass dog that sits on the porch.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. I was like, so we get in. All of a sudden, we take the left. We go through I guess the dining room or whatever. And we take a right and go through the kitchen. And take another right and hit the stairs right there. Jonathan, the first one up. Before Jonathan went up, right by the bed. Right beside the bed on the floor. On the bed that he laid on. Or the side that he was laying on the floor. Did you see a big old, did y'all see like a big claw hammer or something laying there?
I didn't, because I didn't go into work the crime scene. I was out chasing down Jonathan and finding him.
Okay, well, there was a big claw hammer that should have been found right there on the floor. It wasn't used or anything. It wasn't used. It was right there on the floor. It was not there to begin with. It was downstairs by the stairs. Jonathan picked it up, walks upstairs, the little spiral staircase. He goes up. All of a sudden, when he gets off the staircase onto the floor, he's bending down like this. Oh, shit. He's bending down like this. Tay gets over the bottom. He's bending down like this. I'm still up on the top of the staircase, but not quite on the floor yet. But I'm right there, and he looks at me, goes like this. I walk up, I get up off the stairs and get up on the floor where he's at. And I bend down. And all of a sudden, we eased up over there. They realized who was laying where. Like I said, Octavius goes over there where she's at. He goes over here. I'm just standing guard. About this time, he puts the claw hammer down on the floor. He reaches over. And he yanks him out the bed. By that time, Octavius yanks her out the bed. Remind you, she's in on this whole thing the entire time. She knows about it. And I'll take a polygraph.
Would you?
What, to prove that she was in on it? Yeah.
Okay. We'll give you one. Heck yeah. Because that would help us prove that she did it, that she was in on it. Darn right.
And all of a sudden, he says, what the fuck? And he's wrestling, trying to get up off the floor real quick. About that time, Jonathan reaches down. Like I said, I'm just standing there watching, making sure, you know what I'm saying, he don't have no weapons or anything. But all of a sudden, he's sitting there. They're fighting. They're fighting hard. And then like in her bedroom upstairs, like a big ass pit or something, like a hole. And he fell down off in there. Well, Jonathan got down off in there, and he stole off on Jonathan. That's how Jonathan got the scratches in his ears and everything over here. And all of a sudden, they're going at it. About that time, Jonathan pulls the pistol out. Jonathan pulls the pistol out, and he hits him with it.
Where Jonathan had the pistol at?
In his waistband.
Whose pistol is it?
Jonathan's.
Where'd he get it?
Beats me.
Okay, then what happened?
Like I said, he hits him with it. All of a sudden, I was like, man, what the hell? Like, just got kids here. I was like, look. I ran over there and I grabbed him real quick. I said, hey, chill the hell out. I said, just calm down, dude. Stop now. I'm good, man. I'm good. All of a sudden, he cocks it. Talking about Jonathan cocks the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Then, all of a sudden, he tells Tay, take her downstairs. So he took her downstairs. Well.
Are they a little too tight? You may loosen them up?
Yes, please. If you
Okay. Hold that thought. We're going to go and Tay took them downstairs. All right? Hey, Chris. Hey, how you doing, man? Chris, where's Chris at? Hey, you me a favor? Could you loosen those just a hair and sit here just wait for a minute? I'll finish up. I need to use the restroom real quick. Take a little break here. Hey, Ponce, do you want something you want a cup of water or something or some Gatorade?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, I need some.
Well, I really like something else, but I don't know you ain't gonna be able to give it to me.
What about Coke? You want a Coke or what do you want?
No, I'm talking about,
I know.
the drink's fine.
What do you want something to drink? You want water, Gatorade, or Coke?
Coke's fine.
Okay.
All
I'll be right back.
Yes, cause this one made me. See, that was fine. This one made me.
Twist your back down.
But I can't believe that he's seriously sitting there blaming me for this shit.
We just hold it though.
There's no way possible I can get a cigarette on.
No, unfortunately not. Now the sheriff might be able to. He's in charge of the jail, so if he wants to.
Where's the sheriff at? It's gonna be a dumb question, but there's no way possible. There's no way possible I could get a cigarette.
Well, the thing is, we will do that sometimes, but the only thing is, we don't have anybody here that smokes. Finding one's gonna be the problem, because nobody up here smokes. So, if I can find one in a minute, we might do it. But let's get this done first. There's your coat, and let's just.
Matter of fact.
Okay, so now we're starting.
Like I said, matter of fact, if you want, you can even get my old lady on the phone. I'll still take the polygraph. See what I'm saying, proving that she had part of it. You can even get my old lady on the phone and ask her yourself, what exactly was it that Samantha had said right there in the living room when JoJo said, and I quote, what if the laws, what if the laws question you and start wondering if you have.
What's your last name?
Lacona.
L.A.
Yeah. C-O-N-A.
Lacona.
Slayton.
T-O-N. What's her date of birth? You know?
Perhaps the irony is lost on Jose, but he wants the detectives to believe the story he's telling from his memory in spite of the fact that he cannot even remember his wife's date of birth. If Jose being involved in this crime is not a good enough reason for his wife to leave him, a viewing of this interrogation footage might be.
What's the address of where we all live? It's on Elm Street, I know that.
420.
420 Elm.
Yeah. Was she there whenever y'all
Yeah.
went and searched?
Uh-huh.
Damn, there's no way I can call her.
Okay.
I really wanted to talk to earlier too. Even after I get booked in and make my call, that's who I want to call. I don't know what to call.
Okay, so anyway, Octavia took her.
Octavius took her downstairs.
Took her first.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he asked me to take the guy downstairs, Samantha's boyfriend, husband, whatever.
Unlike his friend Jonathan, who got himself into the situation by being a white knight, or a man who wanted to save a damsel in distress, Jose is much more disassociated with the victim. His phrasing of the guy, Samantha's boyfriend, husband, whatever, shows neither remorse nor resentment for the victim. Even though Jose was clearly not passive through the entire kidnapping and murder process, he really was just going along with his friend's plan in the sense that he had no real motive in the crime.
Yeah.
She asked me, he told me, he said, take him downstairs. I took him downstairs, took him into the living room, and right there, matter of fact, when you walk through the front door, right to the right, there's like a little chair, couch type deal. I sat him down right there. Jonathan came in there, took some tape, told him to open his mouth. He opened his mouth, told him to bite down on it, and then he wrapped it around him. And then he attempted to tie his hands at first with I want to say.
He said he. Who's he?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yes. Attempted to tie the gentleman's hands behind his back with one thing is a phone charger. That's what I want to say that it was, like a pink and white black phone charger, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it snapped. So then he tied his hands with something else. I can't remember exactly what it was he tied them with. But he ended up tying his hands behind his back. Well, Tay ended up telling Tay, put her over here beside him on her knees in front of him. Well, anyway, he did, and all of a sudden Jonathan starts telling him, you see her?
What was y'all wearing?
I was wearing black pants, my jacket, and gloves, and a bandana.
Where'd you have the bandana?
I had it wrapped around my arm.
Oh, right in the face. What did Jonathan? Did he have anything on?
He had He had a hat, a black and gray or black and white bandana, had like skulls or something on it.
But he had it around his face?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to tell me he didn't have nothing on him.
He did when he went in. But when they started going at it, it came off.
Oh, okay.
He had a black jacket on.
So what did Samantha do when it come off? Anything?
Mm-mm. She just played along. Like I said, that's what I was just gonna tell you. She sat right there, because I had asked her earlier that night, right there in Octavius' living room, in front of my old lady. See, my old lady didn't know exactly what was going on or what was the plan or none of that. And she caught on when she heard me ask right there, what if, I'm saying, when the laws get involved and they start questioning you and pinpointing you and everything or whatever.
So was the plan to kill him right off the bat?
No, I didn't know. If it was, I had no idea of it. Like I told you.
But I mean, because y'all went over there to do something.
I went over there. Like I told you, he asked me right there in front of my wife.
So do you think he went over there with the knowing that he's gonna kill him?
Why are you gonna go? Why are you gonna do a home invasion with a 9mm?
Right, I agree.
Jose's statement here, the rhetorical question of why are you going to bring a 9mm gun if you don't plan on using it, can be taken as an admission of foreknowledge of the murder. By Jose's logic, Jonathan had prepared the gun for the murder, and thus Jose knew that he was going along with the murder as soon as he got in the car. In the span of 30 minutes, Jose's story went from not knowing anything about the plan to knowing that the plan included murder. Notably, none of the 4 suspects in this case requested lawyers. The police likely saved a great deal of time and money due to everyone being so willing to open their mouths and offer evidence that, as the police had explicitly stated to each suspect at the very beginning of the investigation, will be used against themselves.
Okay, so anyway, you downstairs, y'all got bandanas on. She's sitting in front of you.
Octavius had cut up an orange shirt
and put it around
his face.
Okay.
And we're, like I said, downstairs, they got him face to face, and John, like I said, Jonathan's telling her, look at her, you see her? He said, what did he say? Something like, why would you hurt her like that, or why would you beat on her like that, or something like that, something to that effect. And then he started popping off with, it's a damn shame your daddy's got you paying this price for him and this and that. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know what the hell that means. All I know is he tried to buck towards me. Like he was sitting like this.
Who is this that's talking?
The one that's talking, like asking or saying those words, like about your dad and all that. Jonathan.
Okay, Jonathan. Okay.
But the guy, the one that was tied up, that's sitting on the edge, he's like, you know what I'm saying, sitting there. He tried to buck towards me, like he wants to take out running. Well, when he tried to buck towards me, all I did was grab him, I tripped him and threw him down real hard on the floor. Because, like I said, I didn't want to hurt the dude. I just went in case shit got out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, if you look at my record from the time I've ever been in trouble with the law till today, I got nothing close to that on me. Killing someone, that's not in me. But anyway, all of a sudden, we go outside, we take him outside with us, we go through the truck, his white Dodge pickup, the guy that was tied up, go through his pickup, start going through it. At this time, I didn't know that Octavius had already grabbed the gentleman's phone and already given it to Jonathan. I didn't know this at that time. All I know is we're going through the pickup. We found 2 more phones. Well, we grabbed those. Next thing you know,
Where's where's Ibarra's phone at?
That big ass phone you took off me.
That's Ruben's? I mean, not Ruben, that's Ernie Jr.'s phone?
That big one?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was his phone because the Verizon Wireless told us the battery went down on it.
That's his.
Okay, so that is his phone that we got that
Yes.
you had. What, so you got it?
That's what I was telling you. And that's what I was trying to tell you earlier this morning. Inside the hospital, he handed it to me with her keys. That's why whenever you said,
So he had it,
where's
you're saying
your,
that he had it when the night that happened last night?
yeah, after all this went down, like I said, I didn't realize that Octavius had already picked up the phone, already powered it off, and given it to Jonathan. I'm still under the impression that we're inside the truck looking for something of value. Well, like I said, we come across 2 other phones, we grab them. Well, they're off, like no power to them or nothing. Okay.
So now tell me, what happens now? You get out in the truck, you look around the truck, then get him outside.
After we're done right there, we grab him and we take him to the Samantha's car.
Mm-hmm.
We put him in the back seat.
Which side, passenger or driver's side?
Passenger.
Okay.
Put him in the back seat. And then we all get in, except for Samantha, of course. Okay. Now remind you, before we did that though, Samantha whistled at us. And so Jonathan goes in to find out what's up. He comes back out. That's when he pulled me to the side and tells me, hey, we got to go. Her mom just called and said she's sending a friend over. We'll do it, whatever. We got to go. I said, all right. So that's when we put him in the back seat on the passenger side. And
so Jonathan told you. So she whistled back in there. Was she tied up?
I don't know. When he took her upstairs, Octavius took her upstairs, back upstairs, I don't know if he tied her up or not. I do not know. I stayed downstairs the entire time.
And then, but she whistled.
So that means she was downstairs. Because like I said, me, Octavius, and
how'd she whistle? Was it like that or?
Yeah, like that. That's what I'm saying. She was downstairs. She had to be.
But you didn't see her?
No.
And so who went back in when she
Jonathan.
did it? Jonathan did.
And all of a sudden, Jonathan comes back out and says, come here, cuz I talk to you. So we walk over here. He's like, her mom just called, said she's she's sending a friend over to see her or whatever, something like that. He's like, so she said, we got to go. We need to go now. I was like, so all right, well, fuck it, let's go. So we walk back over there. That's when we grab Miss Ibarra, take him to the passenger side of the car, put him in the back seat. I walked around to the driver's side, back seat, got in. Octavius got in the front. Jonathan got in the driver. We left.
Where was you?
I was in the back seat on the driver's side.
Okay.
And so we left. Still at this time, Jonathan's in possession of the gun. I'm sitting there, I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm sitting there looking over at the dude. Like, you know what I'm saying, not even believing myself, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, this really just happened. And on the cool, I really felt like throwing up. I did. But I didn't though.
Okay, well what happened when you left? Tell me that. Y'all in the car.
We're in the car, we're driving. We get all the way out there to off of 557, I think. And in Pittsburgh, that is, by the way. Almost, I guess it's almost in Lone Star. Or yeah, almost Lone Star. And we take a left on this side road. I don't know what the road number is, but I can take it to the spot. Well, I sat here for a minute. He drives down. Okay, finds a spot. Turns around, comes back. Finally finds one, pulls over to the side of the road. And next thing you know, we're sitting there for a minute. That's when Jonathan took his hat off, sat in the back seat, took his jacket off, sat in the back seat. That's when he had just a black tank top on.
Like a wife beater
Yeah.
type deal?
Yes, sir. And he had his gloves on. I had mine on. Octavius had his on. I still had my face covered up. Well, Octavius pulls him out of the car. I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, I'm shaking. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm shaking like something. I don't know what's going on, what's gonna happen. But I'm not gonna take out running or try to walk away right now because hell, I'm away from home.
Right.
The dude's got a gun on him, which I wouldn't believe you. I don't believe he'd hurt me though. But I'm just saying. Next thing you know, we're walking. Mind you, I'm third person again in line. We're walking. All of a sudden, I've noticed that we're by some water. Well, we cut up to the left and go through the woods a little bit. So, and a little ways back, all of a sudden, Jonathan shoves him down. He's laying on the side. Jonathan told him, lay there, don't move, just lay there. All of a sudden, Tay's looking at me, I'm looking at him. Jonathan looks back at us. Jonathan pulls it out, he's holding it. All of a sudden, I tell him, man, dude, you're too close, dude. You finna take the man's life, but you're too close to the road. Tay's looking, Tay's like, man, you really are. He said, that shit's gonna be loud. Octavius, by the way, that's who that was. Said, you really are, it's gonna be kind of loud, man. He was like, man, he's like, man. He's like, nah, we're all right. I said, bro, look, dude, your car right there. The road's right there. You just passed some houses, not even, what, a football field?
So what do you do?
All of a sudden, he looks at me, and we look back. We're looking back at each other. I said, "Bro, it's too close." He has it. He points it, and just bah.
What was the Ibarra doing while all this was going on?
Laying there, just like laying there.
Get down and show me how he was laying.
Oh. At first, when he first threw him down, it was like this.
Was he conscious?
Yes, because he was trying to talk, and he was like this. All of a sudden, he was like this, and then, pow!
So he shot him when he's kind of on his side.
Yes, sir.
Where do you think he shot it at?
The way he was aiming, looked like in the head. But whenever,
How did y'all see to shoot him out there as dark as it was out there?
it wasn't dark.
What time was this?
It was like around 4 or something.
In the afternoon?
No, in the morning. But there's light. I'm sorry, yeah, around 4 or something. But there's like lights out there. Because right there, like I told you, when I said it's too close to the road, right on the other side of the road, I don't know what it is out there, like what that is out there, or what business or nothing, but they've got lights out there, big bright lights.
Oh, okay.
And
so you could see.
Plus, Octavius and I had our flashlights. Now, after he shot him, he picked him up like this, by the hair, looked at him, straight dome shot.
He said, what?
Jonathan said, straight dome shot.
What do you mean by that? A straight dome shot?
Straight head shot. Straight head shot. That's a wrap, cuz. And slam it.
Who's he call cuz? You?
No, that's what he was. No, he looked. I don't know if he was talking to us, but he was looking at him, at Mr. Ibarra when he said it.
So he didn't shoot him again? Just said,
no, he just shot him that one time.
And then what'd y'all do?
We left. I left. I was the first one out of there.
Yo, it went to me. So what'd you do?
We got in the car.
Where'd you go?
We went back to Tay's house.
Okay.
Where's
that at?
On 420 Elm Street in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so that's where you're living too?
Yes, sir. I stand at 10.
Okay, then what happened?
And then we got in the house. We went inside the house because my wife was inside the house asleep. Instead of being out in the tank, she was inside the house asleep. Okay, so we go in the house. I wake my wife up and everything. And Jonathan asked Octavius, "Do you mind if I use the shower before I go?" I said, "Yeah." Well, he comes out after he's done taking a shower, everything. Takes his pants, puts them in the middle of the floor.
Who is this now?
Jonathan.
Jonathan? Where do you get clothes at? Put it back on.
Octavius. The clothes that y'all found him in, the pants y'all found him in, are Octavius' pants.
Oh, okay.
Because he damn sure can't fit mine.
Yeah, I agree.
And my pants that I wore that night went in that middle. My gloves went in that middle.
Okay, sit down just for a minute, okay? Let me ask you this. What's your first name again?
Jose.
Jose, let me ask you this. The boots you're wearing, we got you. From what we're hearing, that you kicked him in the mouth with those boots. If you did, now think about this, don't lie to me. If you did, it's going to show because we're going to have those tested. You could pour bleach on them things, you're not going to get it all off. The lab will find a trace.
I told you I hit him. I told you that
Well,
earlier.
you didn't say you kicked him, you said you hit him.
When he bucked forward at me, and I was standing there and he bucked forward, I grabbed him and I tripped him and I slammed him down real hard. I kicked him.
Okay, where was your at? In the house?
In the house.
Okay.
In the living room.
Okay. So there's the blood on your boots is going to be his then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Hold on just a second. Drink your Coke, and I'll be right back.
Can you have Mr. The one that came in while we were this one?
Yeah. Well, we're about done. I'm gonna get you back here and take them off of you.
Okay, because.
Okay. Hold on just a minute.
I don't understand how the hell you gonna blame me for shit that he did. I went because he asked me for help. And he knows he pulled the fucking shit. What the fuck? I ain't got the guts or balls to pull a trigger to kill somebody.
Okay, probably. Hey, Jose, let me listen to this one day. I'm gonna tell you something. I actually probably believe he's one of the new Jonathan. But Jonathan is that better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jonathan is really putting this whole thing off on you. He said that you're the one that was kicking him. He said you're the one that fired the shot, and said that you're the one that wanted to go in there, and he kept saying that you said something about his daddy, about like maybe you knew his daddy. His daddy had a bad dope deal that went bad.
I don't even know his dad. Matter of fact, I specifically told them when she told me who her husband was, right there in Octavius' house. Mm-hmm. When she told me his name, I told her. I don't even know who they are. I don't even know him. I don't even know his dad. I've never met the kid before in my life. Never. Just like her. I met her one time and it was yesterday. Right there in the hospital parking lot. And then I seen her again last night at Octavius' house.
And why, just flat out, why again do you think this happened?
Because according to her, or according to what I was being told, because She was tired of being mistreated and beat on and everything. That's exactly what I was told by Jonathan Stanford.
Okay. And Octavius?
Octavius, he hit him a couple times, but he never pulled the trigger, never said killing, nothing like that. I didn't either. That's being honest. Octavius, no. Even though he's been in the military and shit, but he never said not once killing. He never not once said, you know, this or that. He just, you know what I'm saying, he was there because she asked.
But he helped. He did help. Octavius did. He helped.
Yes.
And Octavius was with him at the very beginning. So do you think Octavius knew what was going on?
Yes, because they both told me to my face. I'm trying to remember exactly if my wife was around when they said this. That way she could say something too. But I don't think she was. But I do remember she was around when I specifically brought up, what if the law start questioning you about it? Talking about Samantha. And Samantha said, and I quote, "I'm an actress. I can make anybody believe anything."
Samantha had just met the three men one day before the kidnapping and murder. She convinced them in the span of a single day to risk throwing their lives away to murder a man whom they've never met. And in the process of planning the crime, Samantha, displaying her histrionic personality disorder, broadcasts to the group that she's an actress, a liar, and not to be trusted. Yet the three men do not even stop to think that perhaps they are being manipulated. Was it that Samantha had put the men under a spell with her charming personality? Or was it that these men were simply not intelligent enough to see through her deception? Or perhaps there was another reason that eludes a simple explanation, a sort of unexplainable phenomenon that occurs when people with different psychologies form groups and plan irreversible actions without deeply thinking about the underlying reasons or the long-term consequences. The same phenomenon that leads to tragedies large and small, from world wars to the torture of a random high school girl. Then again, maybe Jose wasn't all that affected by Samantha. Maybe he was just happy to be going along for the ride and getting the chance to throw his weight around.
My wife specifically heard that part.
So your wife, before you talk to her, before we let you call her, well, tell us that if we ask her. Okay. All right, hold on. I need to send somebody over there. Talk to her. Drink your Coke. I'll be right back. Hey. Lacola Slate. Last name spelled Slaton.
And she heard her say specifically that she is an actress. She can make anybody believe what she wants.
Yeah, and he said some stuff here. He said some stuff here that I'm not going to mention. That way, if she says some stuff, I can confirm it with what he said. So, he's saying that when we already got here. Hey, Jose, I'm done for right now. We're gonna have to check out some store. We're all gonna go over there. We're going Alan Canlis, the sheriff over in Camp County, is gonna go over and talk to your wife. And so he's gonna go. Now remember, if you talk on the phone in here, it's recorded. If you get your phone call and you do call her, don't mention anything about that because it's gonna make you look guilty. Let them go over and talk to her. You won't say a word, okay? And in fact, we might just hold off about an hour before we give you a phone call. But you're going to be officially charged right now with with Jonathan is just aggravated kidnapping. Because Alan McCandless is going to have to figure out who pulled the trigger over there to do the murder warrant. So we're going to help him. We're going to look at the evidence you told us and look at what Jonathan said and because he's trying to point the whole thing at you. So let's go back and we'll. Hey.
Jose Ponce was sentenced to 50 years without parole for the kidnapping and murder of Ernest Ibarra. Thank you for watching this installation of the Samantha Wohlford case. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe button. Most of you watching are not subscribed, and that makes me a sad wildcat. Because true crime content has recently been getting beat down by YouTube, show YouTube that this content is welcome on the platform by sharing this video and commenting below. Thanks again, Wildcats.